best if you view it as the cranial sea, with this whole body of cranial sea filling the whole brain, filling the spine, between all of the cells, traveling out through the nerves to every tiny bit of the body. It's truly healing, and you can feel the vortex of the spiritual energy arriving into the cranial sea and flowing out through the whole body as a healing endeavor and connection to the spirit and beyond. It's a body of water that flows unbroken out to every cell in your body. And it has an energy and it has an intelligence, and you can feel the higher self and the spiritual energy, spiritual healing downloading into your cranial sea, the vortex of your cranial sea in your brain. Healing your body, healing your nerves, healing everything. Deep cleansing, deep spiritual healing. Water is a vehicle for the divine. Allow yourself to be blessed by the higher self and the divine. Let yourself be healed by the higher self and the divine. Okay, so in this video I'm going to teach you holographic breathing. First going to describe holographic breathing and demonstrate holographic breathing. Then we're going to do a guided meditation where I'll talk you into the activation of holographic breathing. Well, starts off as kind of a system of exercises and then it activates as a thing. And then after that we're going to work with the cranial sea, which is through the whole brain and flows out through the whole body. I will describe the cranial sea in the talk and show some paintings of it so you have an idea of that, and we will work with that in the meditation so you'll have an experience of the cranial sea. Okay, so holographic breathing. The lips are relaxed and closed all of the time. The upper surface of the tongue is on the roof of the mouth and the breath is through the nose. And at the same time as this, on the in-breath the jaw is gently opening, and on the out-breath the jaw is gently closing, and that motion of the jaw happens with the lips closed. The lips don't open so that the jaw can open. The lips stay closed, the tongue stays on the roof of the mouth. On the in-breath the jaw is relaxing open, on the out-breath it's relaxing closed. That's not easy just to do straight off, but I talk you into that in the guided meditation. The movement of the jaw is small, about half a finger width, 2 or 3 millimeters, 4 millimeters. I will demonstrate that so that you can see it's very relaxing. You may not even notice the movement of the jaw because it's a subtle motion. The jaw is moving, but it's a slow, subtle motion of the jaw. But you will notice that the lips stay closed, and you'll probably also notice that it is deeply relaxing. So I'll just do a few breaths. So instantly that has a profound effect. It's like an instant hit. I go into a deep meditative state straight away, a healing state where I can feel my body healing. There, when I was just doing it for that short time, I could feel my whole digestion healing and connecting with my brain and the higher self as something that's just working through at this time. So that you don't have to remember how to do that. I will talk you into it in the meditation. I will talk about, give you a short description. I'm not going to go into it in a huge amount of depth, but I'm going to give you enough so that the guided meditation will be really easy for you. But if you wish to learn that in more depth, I've got a free webinar next Wednesday in a week's time. And I'll leave a link in the description below. And after the webinar, I will put the recordings. It'll be on YouTube. I'll put the recordings there so you can see that then. That'll be longer. That'll be an hour and a half video, or an hour and a half webinar anyway. So the Cranial Sea is a term that I have coined myself, and I am the person who's kind of not invented it, but done the investigation to find it and see what it is, rather than the view that is normally produced of the cranial fluid. And many craniosacral therapists are now learning this view of the cranial sea. And if you are a cranial therapist, please comment in the description below. Tell me your views. So there is a cranial fluid that is in the ventricles. I'll show you a picture of the ventricles. I painted these myself to give a nice view of everything. Here's the central brain complex, and you've got two lateral brain complex going around the thalamus. In the center of the thalamus, you've got this third ventricle, and then that goes down the center of the spine. So that is what they call cranial fluid. It also runs around the whole outside of the brain and down around the outside of the spine. There it is from the front, two lateral ventricles, a third ventricle in the center of the thalamus, a fourth ventricle in the brainstem, then it goes down the spine. It also runs around the brain and around the spinal cord. Then in the brain itself, this is a ventricle, that would be cranial fluid. But this fluid here, that's all of these are the astrocyte cells. This is a neuron, axon, myelinating glial cells, microglial cells, I think they're called. all of this fluid between the cells is called the interstitial fluid, and they're talked of as separate things, but they're not. They're exactly the same. They're both 99% water, 1% glucose, oxygen and salt. So they're exactly the same thing. There are other videos where I've just gone into it in hugely more depth, and I show how it's produced, I show how it flows. But for me and my investigation into it, these are one fluid. They are produced in the same way, they flow together as one fluid, and when looked in that way, it gives a much more holistic view of the whole central nervous system, and also how it flows out through the nerves. And in the nerves, it flows by capillary action through the myelinating glial cells. So here's a side view of a myelinating glial cell, and this is all cranial sea between the folds of what becomes the myelin sheath. And in the nerves, these butt up together, and there's all of these tentacles joining, so the fluid from one can flow into the other. There's a cross section of one of those. This is all cranial sea on the inside, and here we have those flowing off by capillary action down through the nerves. So in the meditation, I will take you into the experience of the cranial sea in the ventricles and around the brain, and then we'll include the cranial sea between all of the cells of the brain and central nervous system, and then we will include it flowing out through the nerves. And you can make up your own mind, at the very least, if you view it as the cranial sea, with this whole body of cranial sea filling the whole brain, filling the spine between all of the cells, travelling out through the nerves to every tiny bit of the body. It's truly healing, and you can feel the vortex of the spiritual energy arriving into the cranial sea and flowing out through the whole body as a healing endeavour and connection to the spirit and beyond. So you've got a treat. I'm the founder of Holographic Breathing, and I'm the founder of the Cranial Sea. So that is what we will be doing. If you are new, it's good to learn holographic breathing seated, because it's easy to pass out or to fall asleep, and if you do, you will miss the activation on how to do holographic breathing. If you don't get to that place, you're not doing holographic breathing. So for the learning of holographic breathing, it's good to be seated, because there's more chance you'll stay awake. As soon as it's going, as soon as it feels natural, as soon as it feels easy, lie down, you can do it upside down, however you want to do it is fine. But for that initial learning, my advice is to be seated. Of course, you can try it any way you wish if you like. All right, that is it. I will give a quick description of it again, and we will go into the meditation. Holographic breathing. The lips are relaxed and closed. The upper surface of the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. The breath is through the nose. The lips stay closed. The tongue stays on the roof of the mouth all of the time. And within that, with the lips closed, the jaw opens with the in-breath, closes with the out-breath. Small motion of the jaw. All right, we will start. We will do a meditation. So closing your eyes, And we're not going to go directly into holographic breathing. First of all, we're going to connect with the earth and the higher self, and then we'll go into the holographic breathing. So just breathing softly and naturally in your own way. If you know holographic breathing, do that. If not, just breathing easily and softly. And send a smile, send some energy to the earth, and allow the earth to say hello back. And notice what that feels like through your body and through your energies. And then sending a smile, sending some energy to the higher self and the beneficial energies. Beneficial energies are any guides, higher energies, divine teachers, as long as it's beneficial. Saying hello to those energies and allowing them to come in. And breathe and notice what that feels like through your body and through your energies. Okay, we're going to start with the learning of holographic breathing. So having the lips relaxed and closed. Having the upper surface on the upper surface of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. The tip of the tongue will be close to or touching the front teeth. And as much of the tongue on the roof of the mouth as feels comfortable. So it may be 1/2 inch, it may be a whole inch, it may be the whole tongue on the roof of the mouth, but whatever feels comfortable, it must be comfortable. And then just small motion of the jaw, just opening and closing the jaw. It can be at any speed. This is just to get the experience that you can move the jaw and keep the lips closed. So just bouncing the jaw up and down. And notice you can do that and keep the lips closed and the tongue on the roof mouth. We do this every day when we're eating. We move our jaw up and down and we keep our lips closed. Gently breathing. Now slowing that motion down. And when you feel ready, as the jaw is gently opening with the lips closed, allow the breath to draw in through the nose. As the jaw is closing, allow the breath to exhale through the nose. The jaw is gently opening, the breath is coming in through the nose. The jaw is gently closing, the breath is leaving through the nose. Feels like a little pump. And as the teeth are coming together on the out breath, just let the jaw float together. There's no pressure. The jaw is just relaxing closed, and the teeth just float together, so they're just gently touching, or they can be slightly separate, whatever feels best. The lips stay closed, the tongue stays on the roof of the mouth all of the time. Little bellows, drawing the breath in on the in-breath and expelling the breath on the out-breath as the jaw closes. And then now we're going to change the gestalt on that. We're going to bring the awareness to the breath. So rather than the jaw moving the breath, it's now going to be the breath moving the jaw. As you breathe in through your nose, the jaw relaxes open. As you breathe out through your nose, the jaw relaxes closed. Breathing in, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out, the jaw relaxes closed. Notice how it gets a lot softer, more meditative. Start feeling energies and relaxation moving through your body. Breathing in, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out, the jaw relaxes closed. Now we're going to take that through your whole body. The lungs and chest opening on the in-breath. The lungs and chest closing on the out-breath. The chest, breathing in, the chest opens, the jaw opens with it. Breathing out, the chest closes, the jaw follows with it. Breathing in, the abdomen opens, the jaw follows. Breathing out, the abdomen closes, the jaw follows, so it integrates with the body. And feel your pelvis opening out on the in-breath to the sides, the jaw is relaxing open, the pelvis closing, the jaw is relaxing closed. Notice in a very subtle way your whole face has started to breathe. It's not just the mouth, the whole face has started to breathe. The cranium has started to breathe, the brain has started to breathe, the neck and throat have started to breathe. Every cell through your body has started to breathe. Your arms, legs, hands and feet have started to breathe. Gently breathing, feeling the energies through your whole body, feeling your connection to the earth, feeling your connection to the higher self. Becoming aware of the sideways motion of the cranium, The in-breath is opening out to the sides, on the out-breath is closing immediately. And between the cranium and brain there's a layer of cranial fluid. And in the ventricles, more towards the middle, it's got this layer of cranial fluid. So around the brain, in the ventricles, around the spine is this cranial fluid. Now allow yourself to drift inwards into the brain, into the spinal cord, whereas all of these sea anemone type cells, it's 90% water and the fluid in it is 99% water. It's the same as in the ventricles. So it's the ventricles and the fluid between the cells. This is the cranial sea. It's all of that fluid together. Notice how that feels more expansive. Your whole brain, your spine, your ventricles is full of water, 90% water. Breathing with that fluid and then letting that flow off down through the nerves, through all of the cranial nerves into your face, through all the spinal nerves out through your whole body, down through the vagus nerve, through all of the organs. Cranial sea flows out into your whole body. It's a body of water that flows unbroken out to every cell in your body. And it has an energy and it has an intelligence, and you can feel the higher self and the spiritual energy, spiritual healing downloading into your cranial sea, the vortex of your cranial sea in your brain, down through your spine, out through your nerves to every cell in your body, down the arms and legs, through the pelvis, through the heart, the lungs, the organs, carrying healing intelligence to every cell. And breathe. And it flows out of the nerves and into the lymph and into the venous blood and makes its way back to the heart. From the heart it's pumped around the whole body and up into the brain, where it's converted into cranial sea in the ventricles and in the brain. This 99% water, clear, pristine water with oxygen, glucose, salt, food for your brain cells. Fills up your whole central nervous system. Got a lovely quality to it, and then flows off down through the nerves, through the facial nerves, through the vagus nerve to every organ and every cell. Connecting with God, connecting with the earth. Let it go through your neck. Let it heal you. Let it heal your digestion and organs, your muscles, your bones, your heart and lungs. Let it heal your brain, the nerves. Let it heal everything. Let it heal your neck. And breathe. Healing your body, healing your nerves, healing everything. Deep cleansing, deep spiritual healing. Water is a vehicle for the divine. Allow yourself to be blessed by the higher self and the divine. Let yourself be healed by the higher self and the divine. We're going to come back in about a minute, just gently being with that spiritual healing. And sending a thank you to the earth, sending a thank you to the higher self and beneficial energies. And letting the energy go off for love and healing to the earth, to the higher self and beneficial energies. And allow yourself to be loved and healed. And when you feel ready, gently allowing yourself to come back. Okay, lovely. Well, I enjoyed that. If you enjoyed that, please say so in the comments. Please like this video. Please subscribe. It really helps my channel if you like the video and subscribe and write comments. So if you enjoyed this, please do that. If you wish, please do that. Breathe. And next Wednesday, I've got the free webinar. You can come and work with me in person. If you miss it, the link will be below. But that link will take you to the page on my website that has all of the free webinars. So even if that one's gone, there'll be a new free webinar there. So you can go to my website and find that page and work with me in person. It's been lovely working with you. Do come back, do some more. Tell people about holographic breathing. Visit my channel more often. Hundreds of meditations there. You can have meditations for every occasion. Holographic breathing spread around the globe as a healing resource for everyone. Tell your friends and everyone. All right, thank you for trying this and coming to this and doing the meditation. I look forward to seeing you on another occasion. All right, bye.